about what took place in this.
Welcome, and thank you for dropping by. If this is your first time joining us, on Weird Awakenings, we discuss anomalous phenomena. The strange, the curious, the extraordinary, the bizarre. Throw in the occasional conspiracy theory, and you get us. Cecil, Hadley, Stephen, Tully, and myself, Morgana. Just a few of the Weird Kids. Weird Awakenings is a part of the Weird Realities Network. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to our channels. We can be found at linktree/Weird Realities. That's weird with a Y. Okay, gang, grab those tinfoil hats and let's get weird. Well, hello, everyone. Happy, maybe last episode of the year. Maybe not.
Maybe. You never know.
Who can say?
It is officially the last episode of the year, but
I'm not doing anything next week.
all right. Me either until Saturday. So, you know, we may make a sneak appearance. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good.
Good.
I am relieved to say that the Mercury retrograde ends on January 1st.
Thank
What
all
else?
the gods.
I'm
What
ready.
is that again?
The Mercury, the planet, is retrograde right now, and that messes up with like electronics and with communication. Mercury was the god of communication, so anything associated with communications is really crappy right now. So I've personally have had computer problems, phone problems, other stuff. What's going on with y'all? Morgana, I know you keep up with it too.
Oh, God.
Everybody talks about Mercury in retrograde, but what happens when Uranus goes in retrograde?
You have a different set of stuff.
Oh,
Take live calls.
What was it that I know I had to send it to some of you guys. I don't know who I sent it to, but the Viagra substitute.
Yeah, no, you didn't send me that one.
Me neither.
I don't remember that one either.
Oh,
I would
my
be
God.
looking for that.
Okay.
it's
Well, if
hot.
I didn't, I'm gonna have to fix the situation real quick.
Yes.
I think it's hot sauce delivered rectally, right? To your rectum.
That would be. Think that would be more effective than a coffee enema?
Yeah, I think so because it makes the blood flow better.
Hey, Mike.
Wow, can we go back to retrograde?
I will tell you what. I had for a while an entire department when things would start going bad in their department. Somebody would call me and go, "Is Mercury retrograding right now?" And look, they all had calendars and everything, but it really does. I mean, and maybe I just pay closer attention to it. But yes, I have tons more computer issues at work. Hey, Landa. People get on my last damn nerves because they can't talk or they can't talk effectively.
Yeah.
And you work in a call center. People are stupid.
Well, there's an increase in delays. You get more frustrated because everything's fucked up. And then you got miscommunications and all this stuff, especially with the technology. I mean, it's like if Loki was a planet. It's Mercury going retrograde.
Yeah.
I feel like that meme I sent in the group chat Joe would really appreciate, but I don't know how to get it to you. I don't have your phone.
Well, y'all need to add him to the group chat. I was thinking we're going to have to make a new little thing.
I thought about that too. Mm-hmm.
What I'll do is I'll make a postcard of it and I'll get your address afterwards and mail it to you.
What are we talking about?
Elf on the Shelf.
I'm trying to keep up here, guys.
He wants you to appreciate Elf on a Shelf.
So for
okay.
everybody watching, this is a free session.
Yes.
We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Right now, we're talking about whatever we want to talk about.
That's right.
But if you guys want, just drop a subject or if you have a personal story, maybe, like if you have a cool haunting story or, any kind of, if you've been abducted by aliens,
Deducted?
We will get you on and let you tell your story. This is a Christmas.
I've never
special.
thought of using aliens as deductions. That's brilliant.
I just wish they would let me use my dogs as deductions because
There
they
you
cost
go.
me enough every year. I think it would be fair.
If you
Lord.
can prove that your house is haunted,
Mhm.
can you use those spirits for tax deductions?
You mean those spirits that you sent to college?
Yeah, can they be your dependents?
I think that depends on the state you're in.
Well, speaking of haunted houses, I
Like
think my house
high
might be
or
haunted.
sober or state, physical state, not mental state. All right, I got it.
So why is your house haunted, Hadley?
Keep up with you guys.
So, for probably the last 6 to 8 months, I have had times where the back door will blow open. I think I've told you about this before, but like it happened today. And so me and all 3 of the dogs are in here. I have my garage door down. It's my garage door is opening, and I'm not opening another door, so it's not there. I've created a vacuum. It's happened more than once now. And whenever it happens, the dogs go crazy barking.
Is it possible it needs adjusted?
Maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
I really don't know. I don't feel like there's anything here, but it's freaky. Well, I actually got into my head about, oh my God, what if one time while I was gone, one of those people's living in my attic now?
That'd be
Okay.
Now, see, that's a legit fear.
So every night, let's just say for the past 2-3 months, like probably. I mean, sometimes it happens during the day, but not very frequently. But usually, I notice it after Rachel goes to bed. I swear to God, it sounds like somebody upstairs, and it's just like a thump. Like imagine you just hit your fist on the drywall, like just like that. Not hard, but just loud enough to be a thump. And I thought it could be like animals.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, couldn't it be one of the 50 cats your old grandma?
No,
Like,
because
yeah.
where it's at is like it would be the equivalent of a place where the animals can't get into, and a place where Rachel isn't. And I've checked like the dryer vents to make sure there's no like flying squirrels in the vents or anything. But if it was an animal trapped in there, it would definitely be dead if it can't get out somewhere, and it's too big to be something small. Like it's a loud thump. Like it almost sounds like you were to jump or something. If a full grown person were to jump upstairs. And I've been hearing it consistently for months.
Well,
Really?
What kind of furnace do you have?
Electric.
Is it you hear a fan kicking in? Is it
Yeah,
forced air?
Yeah, it kicks on.
It's forced
central.
air?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds to me like you got a shaft going out, and when that first kicks in, it'll go thump, and you'll hear it through the whole house. I would get a furnace tech out there and have them take a look at it.
So you think it's when the heat's turning on?
I think it's mechanical, yeah.
Totally comes on here looking for answers. He finds answers.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to pay attention to whether. So
Yeah,
you're saying
just
it would happen on startup.
Usually, right when it initiates, it kicks in, and that causes a thump because the shaft and the bearing are not either. They're sitting crooked. I mean, I'm not an HVAC guy. I just know a lot of them because that's the business I'm in. But it's just a thump, and it's really loud, and then your fan will start going. Eventually, as it gets worse, you'll hear a squeal after that thump. And that's when all the grease is gone. And the sooner you get it replaced, the cheaper it is.
Ned Beatty?
Question, Joe.
Yeah.
If it is that would it be coming from the furnace or would it be coming from the vents?
Well, the way the furnace is connected to your house would determine on where the sound came from.
Because it's connected downstairs, but I'm hearing this always upstairs, like a thump.
You know how sound travels, especially through tin ducting.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not saying it couldn't be that for sure.
Yeah.
It was just freaky.
Yeah.
But I see it looks like we got some more people watching. Tonight is a viewer special, y'all. So anything you want us to talk about, we will talk about. If you have a personal story, let us know if you want to come on and tell your story.
I mean, you could have a ghost or a spawn of Satan or a demon if that's what you prefer. But I'd
rather not.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I've been learning
I
that.
check the furnace first.
I've been,
And it could be plumbing. I mean, you guys remember the first ghost hunter shows on TV was those plumbers that went out and, they actually did find ghosts in some places, but a lot of times it was rattling pipes or, if you're getting water from a well, the pressure tank, if something's going wrong with the pressure tank, that can create a thump. There's many mechanical things.
A lot of ghost encounters can be explained away. I just
if they're only sound.
There's no cadence to it.
Right.
And I personally haven't been able to draw any conclusions, but that's a good idea. I'll if I check it, if it happens and the air is completely off and the furnace ain't kicking on, then maybe it's something else.
Yeah. Check your pressure tank. Do you have a well or are you on city water?
City.
Yeah. Okay. Then that wouldn't be that. Yeah.
He's on that.
I'm just offering options.
Oh yeah. No, I appreciate it.
I do believe in ghosts and spirits and all these, a lot of the things we talk. That's why I'm here. But I'm also a skeptic on absolutely everything in this world. So
but I want to run this one by you, Joe. This has happened numerous times, and
hey, Carrie,
where I've been inside the house and I heard a thump outside, or not necessarily a thump, but it sounded like a vehicle door being shut.
Okay,
and so much so that it's caused me to get up and go outside and immediately go outside and look, and the interior light's not on the vehicle or anything else like that.
You got a shed with a swinging door?
Nope.
Nope.
I love this.
Do you have the traditional slant doors going down to your cellar on the outside of your house?
No, I don't have a cellar.
Do you have ornamental or actual shutters?
No.
No. Do you have metallic venting on your roof?
Not the whirly bird.
There's so many things you can check. Well, if you've got a flap one that's going like this, there's so many things you can check.
Have you or a loved one been affected by mesothelioma?
No, Joe, I've had that happen before. Where I used to live at, which was I was actually in the city limits, but I had one neighbor, believe it or not, and there really wasn't anything out there to do that. Whenever acorns would fall off a tree and hit the shop, whatever, that makes a distinct sound. But
you don't have a tire swing, or anything that can be caught by the wind.
No, and it was always in the front yard where the vehicles were at. So I don't know on that right there. And another thing I do want to
personally, from what you describe, I think it's a level 3 incubus.
Well, do you think that's what she was? It was in the bedroom that night?
No, that would be a succubus. This is an incubus.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she was there at the end of the bed. So that's kind of crazy. But then up here, the other thing I want to go ahead and add in and give somebody else a chance to talk is I've got a picture. I've only bought like 2 pictures to hang on the wall in my entire life. One of them is this big one I think we got from Kirkland's. it's kind of an old country road and a field and pine trees, in the background, stuff like that. And there was a time that thing would just start ticking, making a ticking noise. And for a while, I thought, well, maybe it's whenever the air conditioner kicks on, that's when it makes the sound. But then I've caught it where it would do it when the air conditioner wasn't on, and it's hanging on the same wall. And now it's quit it, and it hasn't done it in over a year. So I'm not sure on that.
Strange.
Yeah. So,
I would go back to the air conditioner theory, but I mean, it's you got to go with your instincts. I mean, I did live in a house in Richfield, Minnesota that I truly believe was haunted.
Yeah.
We had one bedroom that it didn't. We had one bedroom that you couldn't pump enough heat into, and it was still ice cold. Best room in the house too, but
really?
then we found out
insulation.
a mother-in-law died there, and and we did. We did check the insulation. We didn't own that house; we were renting. But
I just imagine Joe punching holes in the walls to try to check everything, like that.
Yeah,
looking under the subfloor, like.
I get a kick out of those. I get a kick out of those home improvement shows where they have all the girls in their skinny jeans and hard hats going in with sledgehammers and just punching holes in the walls. Any contractor that's done demolition takes walls apart very carefully because the cleanup will cost you thousands of dollars if you just make a mess. They try to take everything out in full sheets and it's just like, boy, if anybody came on my job site and did that, I would kick their ass.
Well, that doesn't make as good of a show though, Joe.
No, it doesn't.
So okay,
that's
I have
true.
a question. I have a question. It's been on my mind. You get to hand pick personally our apocalypse. What do you pick and why?
Rapture.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm for that one.
Well, here's the question though. Do you think you're going to be raptured or you're going to be stuck behind?
I'm out of here.
Hold on. I have a rapture comment though.
Coronal mass ejection for me.
What if the warriors are left behind?
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be left behind then?
I don't know. Since I've been having
AFib, you mean the Golden State Warriors?
No. I mean, like the spiritual warriors, people who have been fighting the fight.
Yeah. I mean, you look
that's a different apocalypse.
That's a different one, definitely. And,
but I mean, you can't leave all the trash out. Somebody's gonna pick it up.
I just feel like the rapture would be the most metal because when I'm stuck here and like hell's just raining on earth.
the most metal, the most evidence of this quantum AI. If the quantum AI started building bodies like an iRobot and it's just man versus machine full metal jacket craziness.
Yeah.
My favorite one though would be like to live in would be like a zombie apocalypse, but the slow zombies.
Yeah, you don't want those.
I don't know, man. I mean, 28 days later was pretty realistic.
Yeah.
But The Walking Dead, they would get rigor mortis, but then they would limber back up.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there's Daniel. He's from Alaska. He's a friend of mine. He's come
Daniel.
Bigfoot with us before. Yeah, with that right there, I watched the Leave the World Behind, which is a different type of apocalypse movie this week. You compare that to Terminator and all these other ones.
I haven't watched that one.
I saw that, and you saw it was produced by Barack and Michelle Obama.
It was.
Yeah, that's what the story is.
And it wasn't a bad movie, but I don't think I wouldn't consider it apocalyptic.
Was it only America?
War,
like America was being attacked?
Yeah, but I mean, apocalyptic is different than just a war.
Yeah,
My
the way,
opinion. I mean, you guys can kick me out of here anytime you want.
no,
You're a subject matter expert, Joe. Go for it.
Yeah.
Tell us about the zombie apocalypse.
I love the slow zombie apocalypse would be awesome because I live like 4 miles from a Walmart DC, and I would go down there and clear it out, son.
You know,
Just don't take Tully and let him get turned, because then he's going to lead him back to you. I saw Day of the Dead.
40-year-old Heather would have had a different apocalypse than 50-year-old Heather for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
The zombie apocalypse would smell so bad you'd want to die.
Exactly.
I just think
Well, and I mean, the thing about the zombies is they don't get tired. It don't really matter how slow they are. They're going to
Interesting,
catch up at some point when you stop.
interesting fact, though, Joe. London, Kentucky smells like shit half the time. I think I'll be all right.
Well, you know, didn't COVID rob people of their sense of smell?
Some people.
There you go.
I
Some
think
people.
the
There
most
you go.
boring apocalypse ever would be a nuclear.
Yeah.
I don't know. The most boring apocalypse ever, I kind of think, was the one we had.
Yeah.
Which one?
Cell phones and COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call that an apocalypse.
I would.
Well, I do.
Come on
And-
now.
I would say let's go with 98% of the population is gone.
Am I in the
Apocalypse.
2%?
That's on
Probably.
you.
Probably.
I mean,
you got a
I'm
good spot on the
perfectly
ridge.
cool with that.
Hey, you got a good spot on the ridge.
Yeah, take 99.99% of the population. Let's do that. Like if I can say-
No,
I think the worst part about something like that is the amenities that you don't know that you would miss.
Yeah.
Like having to always figure out what you're going to wipe with.
Yeah.
That won't work. You
I-
won't have electric.
There are some lessons
At the
there are
guy,
lessons that people should have learned from COVID.
Yeah. I
just-
still have a 96 case of toilet paper in my back cabinet.
and my bidet isn't electric, so as long as a dude that knows how to run the water plant lives, I've still got
well, I mean,
That's one.
I can't
Uh-huh.
remember whether it was Rome or Greece, but in the bathroom, they used to use a community sponge.
Wouldn't that be fun?
It was a sponge on a stick that they would just pass around.
Hey, well, back in the Middle Ages, there were people whose official title was butt wiper, but you know,
Oh,
yeah, that's so. You know, of course, you had
Don't we
to.
get a reaction on that one? Eh?
You know, there's a reason. There's a reason why humanity had to advance.
Yes,
I think.
yes,
I think that's-
indeed.
This conversation is good reason why.
You know what? Why didn't the Anunnaki fix that? Whatever they were here.
Right?
What
I
are they
mean-
whopping with? Lasers?
Yo,
Well, you know, and I remember. Do you remember He-Man and the Masters of the Universe?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to babysit these little boys that was their cartoon. Well, then they made a movie in the 80s called
Yes.
He-Man. And
Yes.
that was one of the things the girl from the future was really appalled by, was the fact that people use toilet tissue, you know, or you look at, what was it, Demolition Man, and he's like, what are the 3 shells for? You use paper, you know, I mean, so I just wonder if, you know, at some point there's going to be, you know, a species that looks back and thinks that we were the most primitive thing under the sun,
oh
I'll tell you
yeah.
what,
you know.
if you don't have a bidet, you have to get one. Like sometimes I don't use the bathroom. I'll turn it on and just sit there for a while.
I don't like the way this episode is going.
Well, the question was, okay, what would be your least favorite apocalypse?
The zombie.
I think anything
war.
that can infect a dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that. There was a movie about that way back before all y'all was born. It was about the dogs were something happened and all the dogs turned against people and started killing people.
Oh,
And
that'd be terrible.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'd be
I
dead
can't
the
remember
first
what it
day.
was called. Yeah, it was a pretty cool movie though. I mean, it creeped me out.
That Black Mirror episode with the robot dogs that kill everybody.
No, but I mean like something that jumps species. You know,
Oh, yeah, I know what you
that
mean.
that really disturbs me.
Hmm.
If something
Yeah.
if COVID had killed off all the dogs, it would not. I mean, what would life be worth? Nothing.
That's
Wonder if people
true
ever said
because
that about the chestnut trees.
Yeah. Right. Well, the pine beetles are having a heyday in Mississippi right now.
No, probably not because they're not furry and friendly and cute. But
You know,
That's
people
there
are
goes
starting.
another tragedy.
oh no, somebody, and I think it was Hadley, sent me a thing this week about a new species that was discovered somewhere, and it's a new flipping spider. I don't need more spiders in my life.
No.
I don't think we know anything. It's all I know.
We
The
don't.
internet has taught me is we know nothing.
Hmm.
You know, if all
That's
the
what
dogs,
that's what I like about Minnesota. No poisonous fish, no poisonous snakes, no poisonous insects.
Yeah.
Nothing that can hurt you.
But
Dig in
it's
that wood
all
pile.
because
Nothing
it's
can
so
hurt you.
cold.
if all the dogs are
Well,
gone,
there's a
people
reason
just
why
start-
we don't have anything poisonous. It gets kind of cold.
Yeah.
I admit.
Well, I
Not
know
this
who
year
I'm
though.
coming. I
We're
know who
like
I'm coming to
45
see.
degrees today.
45.
what? It
What'd
was
you say, Abby?
it was 78 here today, so
I know
Yeah,
where I'm going
yeah.
when the zombie apocalypse starts. I'm coming to see Joe. They'll,
Right.
So-
We'll have the
they'll
heat
freeze
on.
in place. So,
Yep. And my furnace doesn't make any noise.
well, I hope your door doesn't blow open for weird reasons either.
If a zombie apocalypse happens, I'll be standing in a mountain of shells, little cases. If all the
Like,
dogs are gone,
like
people
there's
just
3
turn-
shells that Morgana was mentioning.
yeah, shells. But if all the dogs were gone, I think people would just turn into goat people because people already buy goats around here for pets.
that's true.
Nothing's cuter than a baby goat, I will admit.
Baby donkeys
Yeah.
or
Those
those
are
furry
cute, too.
cows. They're cute too.
Oh,
Oh,
those
yeah, those-
Himalayan things, those are cute.
Oh, back those ones from Scotland.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
Highland. Or
They're-
Highlanders?
Yeah, Highland cows. They're furry. They're cute. They have many cows. I keep thinking if I move to the country, I might get Boo Bradley one.
Give him something to run out the energy.
Yes. Something to chase.
Mini cows.
Capybara.
Capybara. I
They
don't
are
like
the
them.
friendliest of all the animals, aren't they?
They're big rats.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're
But,
the largest rodent.
Yeah.
I watch I'm on Instagram. I follow a capybara channel. So weird. And they are the happiest little critters, and they love all the other animals, and they're just like these laid back little stoned animals. They are so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, people say they're like too dumb to be afraid of anything. So
It
they'll
could be.
ride on crocodiles and
Yeah.
crocodiles and things like that. It's like,
But nothing
okay.
fucks with them, Joe. I mean, seriously,
And-
you don't ever see a crocodile.
And why? They look tasty as hell.
They do look good. I hear
They're just laid back.
I don't know. I don't like
Now,
them.
I
because of
think it
that.
was it might have been one of it's somebody that I think that you interviewed, John McBride or John O'Brien, the author.
Oh yeah, I interviewed John. I actually did a couple of short stories in one of his zombie world that he has. I can't remember right now. It was one of the early ones. He's actually a army pilot.
Yeah, he writes really good books. Anybody out there?
He does.
I liked his books.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy too.
It was either him or another book I was reading around the time that I read him. But the guy did a pandemic zombie type bug that it jumped from humans to pigs. And I was like, well, that's bad.
No more pork.
Well, no, I mean, feral pigs are horrible, but feral zombie pigs, come on.
Yeah, especially those with the the boony pigs with the nice cutters sticking out the side of their mouth. You don't want one of those getting you down. You may not survive. As a matter of fact, Daniel, one of the last times he was down here, he actually climbed a tree because of the pigs.
Nice. I don't know what kind of pig it was, but somebody that lives up the road, their pig got out, and that thing was as big as my wife's car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's pigs.
Some of those wild ones are just huge.
Well,
You mentioned John O'Brien, and John O'Brien thinks I'm an absolute idiot. Do you want to know why?
of course.
I was doing research for a book, so I asked him if the big jets like the F-16s and all that. I was asking him if they can go so high that they need like an artificial oxygen for their engines. And his answer was, of course they need oxygen for the engines. And he just kind of, I was just like, no.
That's fun.
So yeah, he thinks I'm an idiot. He still talks to me, so he's very charitable.
He tolerates your idiocracy.
And for the record, the capybara does have predators.
Who would eat a capybara?
Jaguars and pumas,
Well.
eagles, caimans, and they are the preferred prey of the green anaconda.
That's a
Nice.
long-held argument. Panthers. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
the argument is that panthers don't really exist,
Yeah.
I'm not
And
going to
that-
get on that ride.
and that panthers are actually black jaguars. And if you Google it, I don't know what Google says at this moment, but it used to say that yes, panthers were black jaguars.
Well, we'll find right out right here.
Well, what has finally migrated up from Mexico is the jaguaruni, which looks like a small version of a black panther.
Well,
So,
I'm going to disagree with this. I've seen the Jagamundi. They're not. They look weird. They like a deformed cat. But but jaguars have come up from Mexico too. They actually have a I think is it Arizona or New Mexico that has a sanctuary for them.
So,
yeah.
if you believe in Google, it says yes, a panther is a black jaguar or a black leopard. The term black panther is a blanket term that applies to any black big cat.
Is that a Mandela effect?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
That's where
I mean,
the elites are messing with you again. See,
Yeah.
the Panthers are real. The
yeah,
black
they
ones.
what are they? They call them swamp panthers. Like Florida
Yeah,
has.
I remember when we were younger, like panther was its own thing.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
I
a
agree.
panther burn,
It still is.
Mississippi.
Mhm.
It still is. They're not officially recognized by many states, like the state that I live in, because if they were recognized, then they would have to be on the endangered species list. So actually, the state is doing all of us a favor by not recognizing them officially.
Same in Mississippi because people see them all the time.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing, when yes, there's definitely a black jaguar, but you can still see their spots under
Yes.
the black.
Mhm.
Google
Yes,
is
you
saying that this is a
That's-
black jaguar.
It's a black panther.
I even went to Brave just trying to Google, and it says the same thing.
Well, that means they've infiltrated Brave.
Well, it's either a Mandela or they're taking us to the Gaslight Grill again.
DuckDuckGo says the same thing.
I've always considered cougars or a mountain lion to also be a panther. So I've always kind of figured that body style was a panther.
There was a lady this week that allegedly cracked the code on the Fruit of the Loom. Okay, she did too. So this lady has cracked the code on 2 Mandela effects.
Hey, we've got Mandelas in 3 weeks, so don't give a lot away.
I won't give a lot away. These aren't new ones. These are just
Okay.
old ones that we've already covered.
Okay.
So the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia. Fruit of the Loom says that was never part of their design, the cornucopia with the fruit. That it's all,
Yeah, it was.
They're saying that it's always just been the fruit. And
Yeah.
if you Google, just go Google Fruit of the Loom, you won't find any with a cornucopia. And it'll tell you that that's a Mandela. But this lady, I guess in a thrift store or something, found a shirt with the cornucopia. And she's also found Monopoly money that still has the monocle, but it's only the money. And it was only $2 bills that were in a European Monopoly set from 1998 or something like that.
Nice.
So there, which makes me think that maybe there's still fragments of the old, the way things used to be.
Yeah.
But everybody in the comments thinks that the companies are just gaslighting people.
Yes.
The whole, I'm still baffled by the Lucy, you got some explaining to do, like that never was said.
Well, like Morgana said, save some for the.
Well, we've talked about it in length on a few episodes already. So.
Oh, good night. I've got, I don't know how many years of episodes of I Love Lucy we have on VHS of all things. Because that used to be one of the things my wife loved to watch was I Love Lucy.
When the apocalypse happens, you'll be happy to have those VHS tapes.
Yeah, so I guess I'm
that's why I still buy DVDs.
I've got like 1,400 DVDs right here.
I say, yeah, I've got about 500, and I have 4 DVD players all
did
put
you
up.
see where? I forget which.
Go ahead, Stephen. You were talking. You were saying something. What were you saying?
No, you go ahead. I'm just saying. I guess I could go through the I Love Lucy tapes and find it. Just record it.
You have to.
There's some that I definitely think are real, like the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Because our neighbor had her, childhood books from the early 80s, and she went and dug out her childhood book, and it had changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think there's something going on, but people are saying that some of it could be gaslighting.
Yeah, some of it could be, just wait till they say tomato. That's not how people used to pronounce it. It was always tomato. So I mean, something simple like that.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah.
Mater.
Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer.
My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name. It's Mayer. That was all my life.
Yeah. I grew up on the same jingle when I was a kid.
Yep. So
now
that
they're
one,
saying there's no A in mayor, isn't there?
Yeah.
They're saying it's Meyer.
Yep.
No.
And that's not true.
Oscar
It was
Mayer.
MAY.
Okay, I thought it was the other way, but I could be totally wrong. So,
well, whichever one it was, it's.
I
am an authority on nothing. Remember that.
Shoot.
When it comes to a box of rocks, I'm not even capable of counting how many are inside. So I'm just here for the show.
I've been
entertain me.
In my free time, I've been working on a new series for Wearing the Folk. Do you all remember the North Hollywood shootout
with the bank robbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that.
That was why don't they talk about that anymore? Because that was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were. Was only their feet were not covered by bulletproof.
Yeah, the only thing not covered by armor was their feet. Like it's a lot crazier than I remember it. But I don't know why I brought that up. Probably because I'm looking at the webpage right now because I was researching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was pretty impressive. That was one of the things. What was that? 20 years ago?
1997, buddy. That's
97.
40 years ago. 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
30. It's close to 30.
So something that came in and out of the news cycle very quickly in the past couple of weeks was the house that blew up.
Oh yes, Mr. Yu.
Yeah, so the SWAT team was beating down this guy's door that worked for the government, and I guess he took the approach of level this place.
Yeah,
like as soon as they, I guess, breached the house, the whole house exploded.
Wow. The building sixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had it rigged, ready to go apparently, but there's a lot of shadiness there because he was into some like black programs, like CIA related stuff, I believe. So he had some information, and for whatever reason, the SWAT team came, and it was a big thing in the news cycle for about a day, and then it just Whoop.
It's gone.
Well,
And
What?
the guy, I think they're like, he even went on the record saying like he had a YouTube channel, and I think he talked about some of the stuff, not necessarily that he was doing, but kind of setting the stage, like I wouldn't hurt myself type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and supposedly he chimed in on a chat or comments like the next day. So some people thought it could have been him. Some people thought somebody impersonating him. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've been danged. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You never. I don't know. You never know what really happens with things like that.
That
Scott
goes,
knows. He just
it goes back to that video from this week. He said, "Level this place, not level 4 plates." They misunderstood when they walked in.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You all watch Fargo?
Fargo?
Fargo.
Yeah, you watch the TV series Fargo?
No.
Never mind then.
Joe
Where's
lives
the
there.
crowd at tonight? Are you guys seeing any comments?
No, we got 7 people. 7 whole people.
Lanta said capybara.
Well, that's not an accurate representation. I don't know if you know that or not.
I don't know shit.
Like
yeah, our Facebook people, only a handful show up here. There's always more if you go on your phone to
and I don't
Facebook.
think any of the Twitter accounts on there.
Nope. Mm-mm.
How many people are watching on Twitter?
Let me see.
Donations, drop them off.
Refresh the page here.
No,
it looks like 50 people have been in and out, but nobody's currently watching.
I kind of like to. I would kind of. I don't know. I'm really wanting. I'm trying to figure out like topics and stuff to cover in the future too, for not just for us, but for the other thing that Tony and I do too. You guys got any ideas? I was thinking about like the Clinton kill count.
That would be good.
We
I would
do not
enjoy that.
talk politics, nor
I
do
don't
we
know,
talk
guys.
religion.
I'm thinking we should start talking politics.
Oh God, I can't be involved in politics.
We don't.
I'll talk politics.
When I first started podcasting, I said the one thing I'm not going to do is talk politics. Hey, I can hear myself.
I can hear myself too.
Hold on. My bad.
If Cecil starts laughing, we can just endlessly loop that laugh.
I hate
Okay.
it. People's been comparing me to Seth Rogen recently again, and that's been like 10 years that I've been compared to that laugh. I'm like, I don't sound shit like Seth Rogen. I sound like my wife. My wife has the exact same laugh I got.
Well, I think you had it first, in all fairness.
I did. I might be older than that fucker. I don't know. How old am I?
37.
38. That's right.
Where's she go?
Where'd she go?
She got tired.
Done?
She said,
She
I ain't
felt
talking
herself.
politics.
So I heard to
How
bring
how about something like lost religions or something? You know, like we've mentioned like I had a story that was ancient Mesopotamia. Sorry, my dentures aren't working right.
break
but,
up the
yeah.
screwdriver.
You know, and then there's the too much information. I know. Isn't that crazy? But
Okay. I will say, oh, sorry guys, I hit the wrong button and totally threw myself out of it.
yeah, it was pretty rude.
I know. I needed to be rude today. I just, some days you need that. Okay. Tully, thank you so much for sending me topics for next year. You other jackasses need to send me some stuff that y'all want to talk about.
I sent a bunch.
Yes, you did. And they're on the schedule. So
I don't know anything.
I haven't had time to think.
See,
Okay.
it's easy for me to think of stuff like this, but this kind of stuff that Cecil's wanting to cover on Wearing the Folk is like
stuff we can't talk about live.
Yeah, like what he said a minute ago. Like famous people taking people out. Like we can't really talk about that here.
Hey. Yeah, and that I totally get that. But like I said, I mean, just take a little bit of time. But when you think of something, send it to me, because I hear every episode almost, ooh, we need to talk about that one day. Send it to me in a text.
Wolfman, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Nobody's gave us a topic tonight, so we've
except
been like
Landa.
in the ditch the whole night.
Do you think this is a funny joke? I always thought that Lincoln Log was a famous turd. But up.
I've heard better jokes.
Okay.
Guys, we are open to top. Drop your topic in the chat and we will go in deep. just give us something to go in on.
How about hypothetical conversations? Could we have those in, to invest? Like does Satan have a sense of humor?
He does.
I can talk about that for an hour,
I guarantee he's got a sense of humor. They have to, like, I mean, what was he? God's favorite son or something like that, right?
Yeah, he was definitely one of the more powerful ones.
Yeah, he's definitely
Lucifer, yeah.
He's probably got good charisma about him.
I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that whole story kind of is weird to me because it's like, he thought he was that guy, and then he just gets dropped. Like he didn't even make it close.
Yeah, he got dropped early in the game too.
Oh yeah.
And then there's supposed to be like a round 2 of all this, and I just don't know. Like, I mean, if you got like embarrassed that big, like your first go around, I don't know. It just seems counterintuitive if you were a demigod.
Yeah, but to me, it would depend on what your goal is. Are you trying to lead others astray, or?
Sure. I think the depiction of the guy from Supernatural is probably pretty accurate to what Lucifer would be. Yeah. You know how he portrayed him, like kind of goofy, but
you're talking about Crowley, or are you talking about Lucifer?
Lucifer, Nick.
Yeah,
he was very emotional.
Yeah, but he still has
probably how he is. Like it. Yeah. So Mike said supernova. I'm not sure what about that, Mike.
Or black holes.
Black holes, and Wolfman said occult top stuff.
So black holes, I'm terrified. That's one thing that I'm truly scared of, because it seems like I think they have created black holes on Earth, and all it takes is for one of those to become unstable.
Yeah, space trips me out. Like the whole, what's it called? The Miller's experiment. Like how, I think the example of the Miller's experiment in Interstellar was when they went down to the planet and they spent like 2 hours on the planet, but the dude aged 20 years in the spaceship.
Yes.
They can apparently prove that people who go to space, come back either younger or older than what they should be. Younger.
It's the speed of light, and isn't it the theory of one of Einstein's theories that proves that?
Yeah, it goes into it. But they say that on Miller's planet, since 1995 or 7 or whenever they discovered it, only 4 hours have passed.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it would be. You could have identical twins. One could stay on Earth, one could be sent into space. And the one on Earth would age like I forget what the time frame would be for the one going into space, but he would be 2 years younger than his twin by the time he returned. And they've done some real experiments.
Don't they have to travel at the speed of light, though, in order to or to go a light year or something. I thought it had something to do
actually
with that.
something that's more easily done and provable is the nuclear clocks, the one that you have in Great Britain, the one you have on the East Coast, and the one you have in Colorado. The one in Colorado, I think, gains a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. They're both nuclear clocks, and what's going to be the difference is the altitude. So time doesn't move the same even here on this Earth for everything.
Yeah.
And that's one of the mysteries. We have height, depth, width, plus time. Time's only a half a dimension for us because we can only move forward in it as far as we know.
Like, if you believe in the globe Earth, like time moves slower around the equator than it does at the.
I've got something cool.
Yeah.
This is going to sound initially stupid, but just bear with me. Ocean topography. So obviously, that the bottom of the ocean is all different depths, like with the Marianas Trench and everything else.
Yep.
But the liquid itself, the plane, the surface of the liquid has its own topography. And there are places within the ocean that the ocean level is much higher or lower than other parts in the ocean. So it isn't just like a liquid surface. The water itself has topography, and there are places like there's a section in the ocean that's I forget how large it is. It's only like a mile radius, but this mile is 6 feet higher. The water is 6 feet higher than the surrounding ocean.
Wouldn't that have to be a gravitational anomaly though? Like,
I don't know, but it's all over the ocean. It's all different topography, and that kind of blew my mind because it's like you think about when you pour water on something, it appears to be like as long as it's covering the objects, it appears to be flat, but that's just not the case. It has its own topography.
I call bullshit.
I mean, that might be gaslighting, but that's what they say is a real thing.
Yeah, and then you have fresh water moving through the ocean as well. Freshwater.
Huh. Well, I'm damned.
Wolfman said I guess he means pole shift.
The pole shift scares the hell out of me if it's what they say it is. Mm-hmm. Winds going 1,000 miles an hour and tidal waves covering lands.
There's evidence of, some of these old civilizational ruins. There's evidence of some of them are so old that they've been through maybe 2 kind of world-ending events. So if it's not pole shifts, it's. Take your pick. It's like goes back to the apocalypse thing. It's either pole shifts. We rise up in technology every few thousand years and just destroy each other.
I believe that more than anything.
It could be the Anunnaki coming back, whopping everything out. It could be some other race that's here that isn't human that controls everything. And whenever we get too close, they just reset it.
Yeah, but here's the good news for everybody. With all of you know that my hobby, is Bigfooting, and the fact that they've survived even amongst all this technology that exists today, and they can basically hide in plain sight or in the forested areas, stuff like that. It should give everybody hope that if you can avoid the big cities, maybe you can learn to survive like they have.
Okay, so here you go. In that apocalyptic scenario, how long do you think you'd survive with everything being what it is right now?
I'll Hank Jr. that shit. Country boy can't survive.
I think as long as you had some sort of shelter and preferably like a wood stove.
Yeah, I have to have a wood stove.
I think you could, and an axe. Like, some way to make fire, your basic stuff. Because, we're a lot more resilient than what even we know.
Mhm.
Like humans can go through extraordinary, not just circumstances, but external circumstances. Like you watch people like on Naked and Afraid, and they're out there naked in like 30-degree weather for 8 days in the pouring rain and still toughing it out.
Well, I got rid of my shit list years ago and changed it for a zombie bait list. And that damn thing's gotten long. But I don't fear me and certain people. It's the other people that'll get me killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, that's the same, I grew up, gardening and hunting and stuff like that. And what I don't know, I know the right people to fill in those gaps, where I'm missing stuff.
Now, a better question is, if you're one of the last people and you're out in the woods and you're surviving and you got your shelter and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to shoot a deer and then the deer stands up on 2 legs and looks at you, what are you going to do?
The not deer?
What are you going to do?
Not deer.
Now,
I
that's
should have
something,
known that guy would show up today.
because back then, when like this was native land and stuff, people feared that stuff a lot more because it was a lot more real to them.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there another name for a human deer cross, like a Sylvan or something like that?
Yeah, skinwalkers, shapeshifters. So out in Western America, in like New Mexico and that area out in there, the natives, they do not pick up hitchhikers at night because they don't know for sure what they are. If you're walking at night, you're walking.
I do think there's a little bit of distinction between a not deer and a skinwalker.
Yeah.
I was arguing with somebody about this in the comments, not just now, but because I think because of the show, I think everybody wants to just label anything weird a skinwalker at this point, unless it's Bigfoot, and that's just not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember even Caitlin making the comment that they don't, what you were saying, they don't pick people up, and, there are certain places they don't go, and, they don't trust strangers, and it's all because you just don't know, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, of course, I'm older, so I can say this, but I can remember picking up hitchhikers when I was younger. I wouldn't pick up a hitchhiker now if my life depended on it.
Yeah.
No, I've had to hitchhike a lot in my life, and I've never once been picked up.
No?
Never once. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, when I was like my early 20s and stuff, especially if it was a woman or a younger person, then I would pick them up. Guys, nothing personal, but I don't pick up strange men because, they can overpower me. And everything, but
I used to pick up hitchhikers. I really don't see a lot of hitchhikers anymore, though.
We still have all the time.
Look, 2 years ago, I had a girl run out at 5 o'clock in the morning at a stoplight and snatch my door open. Please give me a ride. And I'm like, who the hell are you? And I still never figured out what she was doing. I mean, you could tell she was definitely either mentally unstable or she was on something, one or the other, because just the behavior.
I think the last time I was with anybody, or even I can't remember who was driving, but last time I picked up a hitchhiker was with Tully.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yeah, we took somebody to go. It ended up being a really funny story. We picked him up and asked him where he was going. And he was going to turn himself in at a jail up north because he had warrants.
He had a sign that had Richmond wrote in glitter on it.
Wow.
I stopped picking up hitchhikers because I thought I was going to have to get into a life-altering exchange, and that was the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
life-altering exchange.
Yeah,
you might have liked it.
Hey, I tell people at work all the time, when in doubt, don't.
Well, one of the things that we, try and encourage people not to do is pick up anyone, even women, that you don't know, because in trafficking situations, they're often bait.
Used. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless
And
you're looking.
they will track their cell phones and follow you, and you think that you're helping someone, and really you're making yourself a target.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Technology, I think, has put a big end to a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, back in the 70s, 80s, it was a different story, but it's like you said, now that they can be tracked and like it's just a whole different ballgame. It's like,
you should never even be a hitchhiker now with all the cell phones around. Like, you should be able to call somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I understand people break down and stuff like that, but I mean, still, it's just scary out there because you don't know, that's the one big fear I have about open carry in my state is not that I have a problem with people having guns. It's that I don't know if they're slap ass crazy, and carrying that gun.
You can't even help people anymore, though. There's a woman broke down on the side of the interstate one day, and I pulled over to help her, and she's like, "No, no, no, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
I was holding a gun, but
what you should do in any of these types of situations is you should call the sheriff or the local police and let them know, and they will send somebody out there to assist.
Yeah.
And that's the safest way for everybody to handle that.
Right. And, and I'm going to say this from a female standpoint. I was not allowed to drive until I could change a tire, check all the fluids in my car and everything. I have a niece that her comment one day was like, "Oh, well, if I have a flat, I just stand there with a jack in my hand and look confused till somebody stops and does it for me."
That's what I do.
I'm like, they're going to find you on the side of the road dead one day because you can't do that, So I just, I would, if you stopped and you didn't look like you were too crazy, I'd let you help me, Cecil. But I'm not going to stand and wait for somebody to help me. I can change my own tire, and then I've got AA if it's not my tire.
Oh, have I ever told you that I'm an AARP member?
Are you?
Aren't we all?
Mike, you have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful holiday.
See you, Mike.
Hey,
Hope you
Mike,
have a
we're
good
going to do
weekend.
the show on Wednesday next week, though. The Watching Wyrd.
Cool.
So, fun fact to everybody, you do not have to be any particular age to get an AARP membership and get discounts to all kinds of stuff, including like your bills. Well, if you haven't looked into it, see what kind of discounts you can get through AARP.
Yeah, that was a wonderful endorsement. Good job.
I'm not affiliated with AARP in any way.
Well, see, you should have one of those little numbers you can send people so you get discounts for giving out their information.
Yeah.
I think I'm an AARP person now.
You get discounts on all kinds of stuff.
They do have a lot of discounts.
I need to.
You can get 15%
They help you find a
off
job
at
and get
Robert.
trained for jobs too.
That's hell when you look forward to the AARP days.
I haven't got to read it yet, but there is I was thinking about Wolfman a second ago, talking about the occult. There's a new, I think it's new. It's new to me anyway, and it'll probably be new to you guys as soon as I can find it here. There's a new book, and it's a set of books. But if you're interested in the occult, and specifically if our talk about the Lesser Key of Solomon was interesting to you, this guy named Gordon Winterfield he's written multiple books now, and it's like a modern interpretation of the Lesser Key of Solomon. They're expensive, but he has one called Angels of Magic and one called Demons of Magic, and maybe a couple others, but this is supposed to be like the Cadillac of modern lesser key interpretations. So if you're interested in the occult, we're no way affiliated with this person. But if you're interested in that sort of stuff and you want to get on the next level of understanding it, read the book. I know the book includes some rituals. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody that isn't experienced in that sort of thing. But as far as knowledge, for knowledge sake, I think that'd be a good way to go.
Ooh. Speaking of books, I started my 200th book of the year today.
Good for you. I
That's
wish
a
I
lot
had
of
the
books.
brain power to read.
Yeah, now I'm going to be honest with you, and thank you, Joe, because you're probably one of the ones who pushed me towards it. Audiobooks are my best friend now. So I have listened to way more than I've read. But yes, when Angel got the Zombie Book of the Month Club, that was one of his questions one day was, hey, how many books have you read this year? And I pulled up all my libraries and stuff that I get books from. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm on like 192. So
I don't know how to.
I'll send you some codes so you can have all mine on your thing.
I don't
Awesome.
know how to use audiobooks.
Oh, it's
I can't imagine
it's
getting up and trying to listen
easy.
to a book on your commute to work or something.
No, that's I
asleep.
listen to it every morning on my way to work. I listen to a book, but I'm going to
You
tell
know,
you
once you get into it, you
Uh-huh.
listen to it all the time, like you listen to the radio.
Do you have
You
to
know,
have
and-
one of them advertisers or whatever?
it was very, very difficult when I first started trying to work and listen. Good job, Mike. But once I finally found that balance, now I can do my work and listen to the book. And which today, the one I started today is a reread. I haven't read it since high school. I started rereading To Kill a Mockingbird. My goal for next year is 50 banned books.
Do you have to? Do you? I'm being dead serious. Like, do you have to download an app or something to listen to them?
If you do Audible, which that's got a fee that goes with it, but what I've done is there are 2 libraries in the country that you can join out of state, and they don't charge you. One's in Harris County, Texas. One's in Broward County, Florida. So I just listened to them through a library program called Libby. And then I've also got one in Campbell, Kentucky, thanks to my new living arrangements. And then the one in my county I've got 4 different libraries I download books from.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There are some really classic apocalyptic stories that are on audiobook, like Lucifer's Hammer there's so many classics out there that were written like in the 60s and 70s that are pretty cool,
And usually if they're
The Earth
classics,
Abides. The Earth Abides. That's the one I was trying to think
I
about.
understand my books are on there that I need to read.
well, and I'm going to tell you, most of the libraries that you can join have all the classics like those. Because like I said, I went through and found all of the books that had been banned in the last 50 years. It ended up, but when I got rid of the duplicates, being right at 300 books.
I don't know if they got things like humanoids and stuff on them.
I don't know. Like I said, I'll send you the links.
Okay.
And like I said, all you have to do is, sign up and they give you the thing and then just go find what you want.
Okay.
Yep.
You
I've
and you
even
can
got the
download ebooks, too.
Bible on audiobook, and I still haven't got through it.
Well, and I think that's a good point, I guess. One of the most valuable tools you can have in the end of the world is knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because while, a large majority of what I've read is fiction because that's entertaining for me. I've got survival books I've read the last year. I've got, just gardening, alternative gardening books and stuff. So just the knowledge alone is out there, on that. And then I also collect ebooks, that I can sit and just like flip through. I mean, I've got tons on like hydroponics and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, Tully, you have a link to most of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I need to utilize some of that.
Oh yeah, because there's.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, Joe.
Bye,
You
Joe.
have a good holiday, Joe.
Definitely.
You too. We'll see you later.
Have
Bye.
a great weekend, Joe.
Bye.
I will.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I definitely need to look into something, like look into some of those books.
Yeah, because there's some, I mean, there's like old religious texts, there's old occult stuff. I mean, yeah, there's a crap load. There should be something for anybody there.
Yeah. Well, Morgana, Harris County, Texas, isn't that where Marshall, Texas?
That's where Houston is.
It's Harris County? It's
Uh-huh.
Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit farther south. Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, you know, and that's actually a friend of mine. Her therapist gave her a list of libraries that you could join from out of state, because you can join a lot of them, but there's a charge per year. And there were just a small handful that you could, as a matter of fact, one of the 3 she gave her no longer does it, but those 2 do. And I get the majority of my books from there. But like I said, I just joined the one in Campbell, Kentucky recently, and they've got a real good selection too. Yes. I moved in with Tully and his darling wife.
I'm glad I got his address already.
If you start getting library mail for me, just trash it, you know.
This might be the quietest night we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
The one night that we're relying on everybody to keep us going.
Yeah.
Everybody's like dead silent that's watching.
Yeah.
But if we were talking about something, there would be comments coming in like every 5 seconds about whatever we were talking about.
Yeah.
We're still
I don't know.
alive.
Yes,
Yeah,
I don't know if Daniel's still here, but yeah, I mean, if you
Well, yeah, I'm
Bigfoot.
heckling all the
Bigfoot, go
people
ahead,
watching
tell
right now.
What's up
yes.
with McDonald's and their sauce packets? Have we ever figured that out?
What about their sauce packets?
They never give you damn sauce, and it pisses me out.
You have to ask. You have to ask for it now.
I do. I
Okay.
pay extra money for it.
I
For
forgive
what?
you, Mike.
And I say,
As a matter of fact, I know that's the true. That's true with Wendy's. They do not give condiments unless you ask for them.
What?
Oh,
Yep.
Landis clapping back. What comment did I miss? Oh, this one.
I said something about it, but I think I was on mute. I was on mute for a long time, Lando. I did say something.
What is that?
It's weird. It's like an Ophelius Oedipus something.
Well, who is it?
Full disclosure, I never look at the comments when we're on here. I got everything full screen so I can see.
Who or what is the 13th zodiac?
Yeah, I'd never heard of that, Lando.
I had, because somebody sent me a thing saying, "Oh, your zodiac sign changed." And I'm like, no.
The cusp thing?
No. This is the 13th zodiac. It's called Ophiuchus.
Is it in June or July?
Hang on a second. It is.
Well, there was supposed to be 13 months. There used to be 13 months.
There used to be 13 months.
Rome.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that there would be 13 total zodiac signs.
Well, I mean, it would be based on the planets, though, isn't it?
Is it the Ophiuchus?
Yeah, that's the one.
The 13th zodiac sign is the serpent bearer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was
but it's a constellation.
Yeah.
So when is it?
NASA shut it down though.
November 30th to December 17th.
Yep.
Yeah. NASA shut it down in 2020.
Well, y'all know Jen Salmon's birthday is this weekend, and so is my bestie Cece's.
When is it?
Chris Vandalay. The birthday is Monday, and I think Jen's is the day before the day after.
Okay, because Moses Sunday.
Well, they might have the same birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Taurus too, Mike.
I am an Aries.
I'm balanced.
I'm a Cancer, and our friend Logan made the comment one day that Cancers were batshit crazy, and that's when I did my 3-minute podcast for him, expounding on the wonders of a Cancer woman. He loved it.
I'm a Taurus, and then if you get into the cusp stuff, I'm on a cusp.
Well, I'm not. I am a Cancer with an Aquarius moon and Cancer rising.
Well,
I
I
got
am
a
an
lot of emotion going
Aries.
on.
Well, same here, sister. I'm an Aries with a Pisces moon and a Gemini ascendant. So I had my chart done, and the lady was like, "You're all over the place. It's like you're 5 different people." And I was like, "Well, that makes sense."
Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. So.
I'm reading mine right now about Libras, and apparently my energy is yang.
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 So, Morgana, what's your rising sign?
Mike, you're a Mayday child. My mother-in-law and two of my brothers-in-law were also.
They
You know
got my
what?
favorite places wrong: France, Australia, Argentina, Egypt, Monaco, Guatemala, and Singapore. I hate all those places.
My
Do
dad
you?
is a May Taurus, and he is definitely the most stubborn person I've ever met.
Yeah, I've got a brother that's a May
Oh,
Taurus.
my mother was a May
I'm not a
Taurus.
May Taurus.
My mother was a May Taurus, and oh my God, even in the afterlife, she was stubborn.
I love it. Love it, love it.
Oh,
Yes.
mine's a Scorpio.
Well, we gave
They
him
definitely-
20 extra minutes.
Oh, my daughter's a Libra.
Yeah,
You know, as a child, my daughter and I couldn't stand each other, but it's because I swear the reason I know that the Chinese zodiac is accurate is because the only two signs that say avoid each other is the tiger and the monkey, and she's a tiger and I'm the monkey. And until she was an adult with children, she hated me and I did not like her. So,
Emotional damage.
yes, but hey, as an adult, she's one of my favorite people. So, hey, Hadley was around for a lot of those teenage years. Talk about somebody that wanted to make me pull my hair out. So, all right, guys. I think we have talked about a lot of stuff that had absolutely no.
Well, it's been a crazy year. We've talked about so much this year,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
we've researched so much this year, and it's been crazy. Like it's
Mhm.
crazy to think that honestly, I I love talking about this stuff, and I love talking to you guys and all the people who listen. And I can't honestly believe that there's anybody in the world that would want to listen to us talk about anything. So I appreciate every single person that
Oh, absolutely.
I'd
tunes
like to
in.
know what everybody's favorite episode of the year has been.
Mhm. Yeah, that
Me
would be good.
or like the people listening.
Like everybody, like you and the people.
I don't know. They're all so spectacular. Um, oh no, that's really hard. I enjoy every minute of it.
I do
That
too.
is, yeah, because I look forward to Fridays. Guys, I can have a crappy week and I'm looking forward to being here on Fridays because I can just lay back and enjoy myself and just let things go.
Yep.
You know, so I would have to think about that as far as, you know, I'll tell you honestly, anytime we have someone on here, you know, like Caitlin and Tracy and, you know, Sarah, that's when I like it. When we have people on here that are experts in their fields and they give us a different, you know, way to look at things.
What was the guest that Stephen had on?
Oh, Robin. Robin was phenomenal.
I was
Yeah.
through
I loved her.
my
Uh-huh.
email the other day and saw pictures from when she was on, and that was like, you know, that really she was awesome, but
Mhm.
it went from like, is this person schizophrenic to this person is insanely cool.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
so many people out there that I meet like that where, you know, initially you're like, okay, because I mean, even Cecil, like obviously he has a lot of problems, but we're
Don't we
great
all?
friends. You know, yeah, we all definitely do. But you know, it's like the people. It's like it goes back to what I was saying a minute ago. Like the people who categorize everything as skinwalkers and have these extraordinary stories. I'm always upfront skeptic, but then if you can back it up, I'm bought in.
But I also like the fact that we do not agree on everything. There are things that y'all think I'm out of my mind over. I think you're out of your minds over, but it's okay. We can still talk about them. I can still go, okay, well, hey, I respect your opinion, but it's not mine. And we're still good, and that's what I enjoy about it is the fact that we can get on here and disagree and everybody's still respectful and we walk out of here still loving each other like we did when we came in.
No, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I'm a wood ox.
Speak for yourself.
A wood ox.
Oh, you hate us. Oh my God.
Landa, I would love to speak to her again. And honestly, she had so much evidence to back up. Initially, like when you first get into the conversation, you're going to be like, oh my God.
But isn't that how it is with all of us? I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
You start hearing some of the crazies that comes out of my mouth. I know y'all are like, what the hell is she talking about now?
But I mean, it was like a punch because it's like straight out of the gate, like wham! Bigfoot has been in my house, and and that's like up front. That's an extraordinary claim.
Yeah. So seeing as how 90% of the world thinks that people who tell stories like I do, they think they think I belong in a mental institution.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've known you for a long time, and you have a lot of evidence too. Yeah, and that's me. Like, I need to see to believe, because some people are legitimately crazy and legitimately talking about this stuff.
Well, one of the things that I would like for y'all to consider is possibly rotating these people that we like so much back into our conversations throughout the year, because once is not enough.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I would definitely talk to her again. That was awesome. Wolfman's asking what episode it was, and I'm not sure, to be honest.
Me either, but I'll tell you what, I'll write down and I will find it.
On YouTube, Wolfman, Wyrd Awakenings has its own playlist. So I think if you go into our the Wyrd Realities YouTube page, you should be able to go to the Wyrd Awakenings tab, I'm guessing. And
did we put her full name?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did. Usually if they give me their full name and say it's okay, I put it in the promo and everything.
Well, I'm still trying to get the paranormally correct gal from Kentucky on. She's responding. So I'm hopeful.
Did you reach out to Geraldine?
The email was sent, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So hopefully, like maybe she'll come on and talk about Kentucky or something.
Yeah. Well, I plan on the weekend after the New Year going out to my haunted cemetery.
Awesome.
And getting some footage because y'all have 12-degree weather, but we don't. So I can still do some stuff this time of year that you probably don't want to.
It's getting kind of brutal.
Yeah. No. I mean, we had like 36 degrees a couple of nights this week, and then the next day I was wearing short sleeves. So, it's crazy.
We got to do RH negative.
Yes. We need to find somebody.
I would love to find somebody.
I know. There really
y'all need to call, beg, and plead and get Gracie on to talk about it.
That'd be awesome. For the life of me, I cannot understand why that's such a popular topic out of all the things we talk about.
It's because there's not a ton of information out there. I mean, it was hard researching it.
She has RH negative, and so she had done a lot of research, but she's also a medical person. So she's very... Y'all just need to talk to her more. We talked the other day for the first time in a long time. She gave me a 15-minute rant about how we're becoming the Handmaid's Tale. Well, and her argument is totally solid. It's very scary.
We've tried to get her on before. It just never works out.
Well, y'all need to reach out. Well, I'll do what I can.
I tried to get her on Wearing the Folk, and it never worked out.
Yeah, she's no longer. Well, she might still be teaching.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, well, Stephen, Cecil, Hadley, and darling people out there listening, I want your subjects for 2024.
I have been texting you subjects.
I do.
We've
I've
been
got those
talking.
written down. Yes,
Okay.
I've got them written
When are
down.
we covering 9/11?
I'm gonna come on wearing the folk when you decide to talk about that one.
Yeah. How about the JFK assassination?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We cannot have Scott Baker on, but you need to get Jen Salmon's on because she loves that topic and she's been all into all the new research that's been released.
Mhm.
Gulf
Well,
of Tonkin.
JFK will be coming up on Mandela, so we can talk about that some then.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Gulf of
Ooh.
Tonkin.
Mike, ancient sorcerers and wizards. Cool.
Oh, Icelandic ancient sorcerers and wizards would be cool.
Oh, we need to get her back on too.
I love her.
Mhm.
What about like spirit seeing, like different devices throughout history that is? I think
You
we
know,
did.
I was
like that one time.
reading something about that a couple of days ago. I don't think it was a topic. I think we just kind of touched on it.
Like spirit communication or vision devices would be a cool topic.
Well, I was thinking that when we did our special session with Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
that which it looks like it's going to be January, that maybe we could do an after show,
Sure.
like a live after show to talk about it.
I'm still scared to do that, but I'm in.
Well, we'll do a private reading, group
Right.
reading.
Ancient sorcerers, wizards, Mike said.
Yeah, that's where I got it from, Tully. So I've got it on the list.
We also need to get Sherry on and talk about her hypnosis stuff and the place between lives.
Egypt Part 2.
I might be a licensed hypnotist by then. So we will see.
Egypt Part 2.
Morgana already volunteered for me to do some hypnosis.
That's right. I trust you that much.
I think I fell asleep when I was going to see Sherry.
Stephen, what's the project that they did where they take people from this world and put them into a battle or make them work on Mars for 20 years and then move them to a parallel universe that's 20 years before?
I know what you're talking
and
about.
They start over life again, but they put in like roles of higher power.
What?
Oh, it was right on the tip of my tongue, dude.
Is that in the book of Urantia?
It's a project of some kind. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, I've got the book of Urantia.
It's like Project Pegasus or something like that.
Yeah, I've never read it because it's like this thick. So it's
I want to talk about quantum physics, but you need to get Tracy on to talk about that.
You know, the person that developed like the first quantum computer was from Corbin, Kentucky.
Okay, kids, I'm fading. Y'all have kept me out way too late.
Oh yeah, the alchemy. That would be the Sorcerer's Stone. But the video I watched on alchemy this week was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Did I send you the link to? We should talk about Ormus.
Yes, you did send me that, and I did listen to it.
We should talk about Ormus sometime.
Okay.
What's Ormus?
Watch the video. I said.
Alchemy.
It is alchemy. It's monoatomic gold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I found it on Amazon, but I'm skeptical about spending $70 on it.
unless you got in touch with somebody from that documentary, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about that Hindu Bhagava, whatever, Gita, and talk about all the UFOs and the half human, half people, animal hybrids, and all that.
They're all over the temples in India. You're talking about the Vedas. The Vedas. And the what were their the flying machines that they had?
Yeah, the UFOs. I mean, they had all the stuff.
Well, you know
that. But I can't find anything. I've been looking on YouTube, and I mean, I'm finding a lot of Indian people that I don't understand their dialect.
Right,
it's carved into stone.
Yeah. They've
Indian temple that's like carved into a big piece of
Yes,
stone?
they're all over India.
So even though it's carved, there's tons
Project
of
Pegasus.
moving parts, and they think that was basically like an energy station, like that all those parts used to move autonomously.
It is Project Pegasus I was talking about. So
Is it?
Pegasus.
yeah.
I'm thinking of the one with like the cat eye. I forget which project that was.
So do you want to talk about Project Pegasus on here or?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Like
It would probably be a deep dive, Morgana, but if you want to talk about why the ancient people were deathly afraid of the planet Mars, that would be that'd be a deep subject.
Okay. I mean, we can definitely do it. And then if it gets too long, just split it up and have a part 2.
Yeah.
Because some things you can't do in one episode. I mean, that's why we've got, the Vatican part 2 and Egypt part 2.
Egypt part 2, yeah.
Mhm.
Egypt part 2, yeah. We definitely need to revisit Egypt. We could probably do a whole series on Egypt. There's so much there. Yeah, with Mars, part of that, is they believe that the planet Mars used to actually come a lot closer to Earth than it currently does.
So. Right.
I forgot. I thought you were talking about Project Majestic, Cecil.
No. Project Pegasus.
Project Pegasus. Yeah. Corey Good discovered a lot of that tap material.
Well, we'll let the HBIC give the closing statement if she's still awake.
Y'all don't hear me snoring.
Nope.
What's the closing statement?
Go for it.
Close us out.
All right, kids. Well, that's it for us tonight. We're going to talk to you same time, same bat channel next Friday night. And this is HBIC saying, stay weird.
Baby.